Well, here's a immediate post-freeze update. We got like a soft freeze. I wouldn't really call it a freeze. There's some frost. Looks like the jackfruits are okay. Really, the most visible damage was on any like new tender growth of some of the more tropical plants. I mean, the bananas got a little burnt up. The Quaimuck didn't even care. I think it's very strong for zone 9B, at least in Florida. The cold doesn't seem to phase it. The Suriname cherries and Jabos turned a little rusty colored from the cold. I mean, it's been pretty cold regularly, so I think that's pretty normal for them from what I've seen. But it heated back up to like, I want to say it's like 70 degrees right now. But thankfully I covered up the achacha because that was like the coldest spot in the yard. There's a sensor right there. I call it my mango tree thermometer because it's like right in the middle of all three of them. It clocked in at like 28 and a half. I think that's like, that kind of like area right there is the coldest just because it's so open. There's actually some longevity spinach on the ground right there that turned black. And even out in the front yard, there's some like herbaceous weeds that kind of grow around the mailbox, like the Biden's alba. That stuff all turned black and died off like overnight. It was kind of impressive. But for the most part, everything seems fine. My tomatoes over here got torched. I think I think they'll grow back. It's not too bad. The mangoes don't seem to be phased at all. I know I actually put a thermometer right on top of this orange sherbet. I mean, the flowers on it don't really seem to be bothered. We'll see what happens in a couple of days, but I'm glad I covered everything up just because I didn't want to lose any progress on some of these things, especially after the hurricane. And I'll kind of show, like, the worst damage really is, again, I'm repeating myself, just on the bananas. You kind of see right here. Actually, this one's just, we already got a rack off of this one, so it's slowly dying back a bit, but you can see right there on that pup, it got a little cold. Some burn on the tips, but it's kind of above this fence, so the north wind is coming from that way, and it really just got burnt. But everything kind of on the other side of the fence was okay, except for the new growth on this seashore mangosteen. I mean, it hadn't hardened off, so that's why I'm not surprised. But everything down below seems to be fine. This one's okay. Unfortunately, the cloth that I put on top of this one wasn't secured enough, and it kind of blew off. So I think it'll be fine. Most of the damage here, actually, there was like a little worm beating on this, and I just kind of let him go. I didn't want to take him out. It was only one guy. I figured there was more than enough plant for him. I don't see him anymore. I don't know. He should be pretty big by now. But yeah, the June plum got a little burnt up too, but it'll grow back from that, I'm pretty certain. But everything else, like I even have this Eugenia burkhartiana in the ground here, and it seems fine. Most of the burnt leaves on this are there's like spider mites on it. And I moved it outside to let nature kind of take its course, but it seems to like this spot pretty good, even with the cold. It's been taking it. I also saw a post on TFF about someone having trouble with it. I think really the trick is to put it in a little bit more shade, at least in Florida, and it seems to do okay. Not really getting watered too much. I mean, this is pretty mulched and covered in kind of a little microclimate back here, but I mean, I've got a soursop right there, a little seedling, and it's dropped all of its leaves. I'm sure it's okay. We'll see if it comes back. I know they're a little more cold sensitive, but I'm expecting it to kind of grow back from after dropping all of its leaves. But a lot of the Eugenias seem to just take the cold These pigeon peas actually didn't seem to mind either. Like, none of the growth on any of them are burnt, even in the coldest spot in the yard. This Batonga tuba looks amazing. I've got a Eugenia piriformis in there, and a Patomba, like right in there, little tiny guy. Obviously, it's protected from the pigeon pea, but everything seems to do fine. Even the mango in the front, right there, the seedling, unfazed. So, at least so far, we'll see what happens. I know sometimes the cold damage is a bit delayed, but I think if it was severe enough, you would see it in like the form of leaf curling. Like, this starfruit will probably defoliate a little bit. I'm actually not a big fan of the starfruit, so I might have to like top work it and graft on some better varieties. The fruit on it are like pretty bitter, and they're not juicy and not very sweet. I think it was just a seedling, so I'll have to figure out what to do with that. But it's a nice looking tree, so I might just keep it around just for some density back here, and the squirrels can eat it if they want. So, but yeah, all in all good. I'll do an update in like, I don't know, midweek, see how everything fares after a couple of days. But yeah, I hope everyone else made it through just fine. And yeah, good luck, everyone.